On ABC Gold Coast, this is Nicole, Dyer and Tom Forbes.
At 7 to 7, it is a terrible thought, but if you were being threatened by your partner or ex-partner and you felt unsafe, how would you raise the alarm? Sadly, that thought crosses the minds of many women, especially at risk of domestic violence.
Thanks to the courage of 100 women here on the Gold Coast who took part in the trial of new technology that can be programmed into a smartwatch, the solution may be as simple as pressing a button. The StandbyU Foundation has developed a world-first solution to help survivors feel secure and in control after receiving a grant as part of the Department of Social Services.
Chris Boyle is the Foundation's founder. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Very well. A smartwatch. How does this technology work?
Look, the technology is the final piece of what we've embedded in our StandbyU Shield solution, because what we understand is the technology is really useless without the people and the plan. So the way that we develop our StandbyU Shield is we get all of these people around the table who need to know about what are the things that keep these really courageous women and children awake at night. They're often not sleeping, they're often really worried. And then we share with those people who love and care about them why those things are happening and then what they can do to safely intervene. And then the technology comes into its play. It is a device, it's a wearable watch, or it could be other smart watches. All it needs is a SIM card, push of a button, that then hits our software platform, which sends out all these calls to these network people who can join in a conference, talk with each other really safely without any noise coming through the watch of the user, and also get location being sent through. So they've got all the context they need in order to keep those that they love safe.
So, Chris, this sounds similar to what an elderly person might have in aged care, where if they really need help, it's attached to them, like whether it's around a lanyard around the neck or on their wrist, they can press the button and help is at hand?
Yeah, absolutely. But what we do with is, unique in our solution is, this is a independent SIM device, because what we know for women and children at risk, and men as well who may be experiencing this, but predominantly the numbers for women and children are through the roof, is they also don't want to be just trapped in the home. They need to be out and about. And a phone is often the first thing that can be taken off them if someone wants to control a message. So this technology is not really the sort of solution in itself, because it's the people at the end of that call which the real solution happens. That's where the magic of working with connections, because we fundamentally believe that it's the connections and the importance of those which is the solution within domestic violence.
Yeah, well, that's often part of the perpetrator's MO, isn't it? They try and cut someone off from the rest of the world. But if there is a device that's going to enable someone who feels they're in danger to connect, I suppose the first thought that popped into my head, Chris, is perpetrators they can be very manipulative. If they know that someone's got a new watch or they've got some device that's going to record them, because the watch can record them as well, they'll try and take that off someone. So how do you counter strategize that?
Yeah, possibly. Like, all of that is part of the planning solution for the Shield, because we run through every single scenario. And what we found sitting with these 100 women and over 500 others that we've got around the country is they're really creative about how to introduce this of technology. Now, sometimes they might come home and say it's a new step counter, it's a new Fitbit, because it not only tells the time, it counts your steps, it does the heartbeat and all of that stuff there. But at the side of it is a really discreet button that can be pushed. So for some women who are living at home with perpetrators, the introduction of that might be, I just keep it in my bra or I keep it in my pocket. For others, it's everyone knows I've got it, because we use the principles of situational crime prevention, like speed cameras, that ultimately changes behaviours of people who might choose to act in an unlawful way.
Chris, just quickly, the Gold Coast has a terrible record for domestic violence. Is that why the location was chosen for this trial?
Well, having been founded in southeast Queensland, I've got a really long list of close colleagues who are doing some fantastic work in this sector. So we found it because we've got some friendlies, we're located close by, and we've just established a world-first partnership with Westfield, where we've got our shopfront called Magnolia Place down at Westfield Helensvale. So we've got, all of these things happening down the Gold Coast. It's a very innovative, society, and we're really just pleased to be part of trialling our world first solution with our friends and citizens down there.
And what if someone doesn't have the money to buy it? What's put in play to get these watches out to people who need it most?
It's the sole focus of our charity, Nicole. We raise money to make sure that those people who are most at risk never actually pay a cent for their safety. So we work with other service providers. We get money through our philanthropic investments and grants through things such as councils and government to deploy these. Our value is these most at risk should never pay a cent for their safety because they've paid a high enough price already.
And the women in this, sadly, we've only got about 30 seconds, but what was some of the results to come out of this?
Well, probably most important, a significant improvements in feeling safe, their emotional well-being and their mental health. That they actually had independence and control back in their life, and none of those people actually had their cases re-referred back to service providers. So this is a long-term solution. With only 3,000 alerts being sent off, one was sent to police. So families have got this. They just need that permission and the context.
StandbyU Foundation founder Chris Boyle, thank you.